I'm not going to pretend that I fully grasp what Douglas Cottrell is able to do and what Ross Peterson before him and Edgar Cayce before him were able to do and how they did it. The best I could explain it is that through this, by placing themselves in this deep meditative state and suppressing their heart rate and their respiratory rate, and they are also suppressing the conscious mind and somehow enabling the subconscious mind to communicate with, whether you want to call it the infinite universe, the collective unconscious, the Akashic record, time out of space or space out of time, whatever you want to call that. The subconscious mind or the superconscious mind is able to communicate with that collective unconscious. And some call it the Akashic record, where is kept a record of every word, every spoken word, every written word, every idea and thought, past, present, and future. So this vast store of information and ancient knowledge and so forth. So by accessing that, then he's able to, I suppose you could describe it as, in the Akashic record, much as in the Alexandrian library, walk down these long corridors and reach up into the stacks and pull these scrolls down, and each one of us have one of these scrolls, that's our life story, and view that and understand it, and then apply that to a particular individual's case. And also utilizing remote viewing skills, which allows you to transcend time and space so that he can literally peer into someone's body and sort of poke around in there and make these diagnoses. Hence, the name, the man with X-ray vision. So I don't understand exactly the details of how it works. I only know what I see and what I've experienced, and the record speaks for itself. I'm not sure that science or the scientific community as it presently exists is really interested in genuinely finding out how remote viewing works, or how the subconscious mind is able to communicate with the collective unconscious, and whether there is a collective unconscious, and what exactly is the mind separate from the individual or the brain. What is consciousness? I don't know that as the orthodox scientific community exists now, that it's interested in time. Perhaps if I were a betting man, I would say not in my lifetime. It doesn't really matter, ultimately. As long as people like Douglas is out there doing good work, and there are other sleeping prophets, hopefully, yet to come. He'll train the next Edgar Cayce, and then there'll be the next Edgar Cayce. As long as these people exist, we don't need official sanction from a scientific community. Those of us with ears to hear and eyes to see, we know what's going on. I think the other thing that has impressed me over the years about Douglas is there is no ego. He's gifted, but he doesn't showboat it. And he's also a man of God. I'm a Christian, and so often I find many psychics sort of discount, an ultimate architect of the universe, or the ultimate geometer, or a supreme being at the center of this. And for them, it's more about building themselves up. And they talk about, the God within, and we can all be, likened unto gods. That's not the case with Douglas. He is a very deeply spiritual person who has a love for the Father and Jesus Christ. And so that's important for me too, because as a Christian, he's really been able to sort of bridge these two worlds, which prior to that, it was kind of a conflict for me. What was going on with these soothsayers and these so-called prophets, and many of them, I believe, are out to deceive and are bringing false messages. But I've never felt that for a moment. From the first time I heard Douglas on the air, I could hear the genuineness in his voice. And over the last 25 years, I know that's really what's in his heart. And that's why I continue to have this deep friendship with Douglas.